Hey everybody, hi from Vientiane, capital of Laos, and Electro Vientiane, as you can see, is really Vientiane is filled with lots of old French buildings from the French colonial times. Even the street names you see have a bit of French there. And just across the road from one of the oldest temples in the city, it's called Soi Mwang. And most foreigners don't actually come to this temple. This is what you see if you come from the Friendship Bridge on the local bus, as most foreigners do when they come to Laos for the first time. This is what you see as you come to the edge of the city, as you enter the old part of the city. But it's just a little bit outside where most foreigners hang out. Statue of I'm not sure who, must be some famous hero of the past. Handsome fellow, isn't he? My goodness. Let's head down a bit. So we'll have a look inside Soi Mwang. And it's definitely worth having a look, I can say. I've been here many times. I really love Vientiane. I think the guidebooks don't do it justice. They always make it sound like it's just a stopover, resting spot at best along the trail. But it's a lot more than that. It's definitely a highlight of Southeast Asia, in my opinion. That's why I keep coming back. Okay. Just get a little peek over the wall of Soi Mwang there. So, Lao and Thai languages are quite similar. I think the word Mwang means old. And Si, I think that means, I should know, right? Yeah, 2 or 20 or something like that. I think 2, I'm not sure about that. Okay, I'm not really a massive fan of learning languages, but I should be right. Definitely super colorful. Let's head in. So I've been informed by an authority known as the internet that the city pillar shrine is in here somewhere. That's nice. Definitely some beautiful buildings in here. And there's the remains, the ruins of an old part of the, I guess probably the original temple. Now, I would assume this would have been destroyed by the Thais in the 1820s when they had a big war with Laos and captured Vientiane and made a lot of destruction. But anyway, it's looking cool. Really nice place. And from what I've read about this place, people made it sound not really like it's worth visiting, but I think this is really cool. Definitely should be on your to-do list for Vientiane. Let's just have a quick peek around the side here. Oh, photo op and video op. Say hello, you two, hello!
Welcome to Laos.
Okay, lots of friendly people. Let's head out. Out the side here. Okay, let's head on in towards the center of the old town. So, yeah, the place is packed with old French colonial buildings. And I hope, as you can see there, there's some nice local style as well, some interesting stuff. So, the place is changing a lot though. I've been coming to Vientiane for 12 years now, off and on, whenever I happen to be in the neighborhood, which is quite often. And yeah, a lot of changes for sure. Lots of new buildings going up, but so far they seem to have been able to preserve the best of the old buildings. But here's a nice little collection here. Just around here. So you can see there's still lots of nice old architecture around. And the buildings that are not so interesting architecturally, a lot of them are coming down and new buildings being put up in their place. Yeah, so it's changing, but it's still got basically the same energy pretty much as when I first came here, mostly. All the streets in the old town are paved now, well, almost all. When I first came here, they'd done the lion's share of paving the important streets in the center, but there were still a fair few dirt roads around. And yeah, not many of those left now, except for the odd lane, the odd side street here and there. This cute little school there. Used to be a really dusty place. Not so dusty anymore. Okay, we're gonna head up here a little bit further. Check out some stuff. Heading along the same way. You see in front there's a green and white bus coming along. They were donated by Japan, I think about, must have been about 8 years ago now. They were refurbished and they were in pretty good condition, I must say. Getting a little bit run down now, right? They're getting a little bit run down now. I've heard another country I've heard has donated some more buses, refurbished, second-hand ones. So I don't know, we might be seeing some other types of buses fairly soon. Yeah, but okay, those buses that I just mentioned, the green and white ones, they've got life left in them yet, but yeah, they're probably due for a bit of maintenance, put it that way. Let's head further down. Service de travaux publics et de transport. I don't know, sound French, I think. It's a government department there. So you see they have a bit of French language sprinkled around everywhere. Obviously an old building from the French colonial time, no doubt. The footprint of France is still really noticeable here, in a lot of interesting, nice cultural type ways, I can say, for the most part. And just going along the same direction, crossing over here on the street, this is the French embassy, hidden behind these strong walls here. Looks like they're expecting trouble with walls like that, doesn't it? There's the French tricolor down there, the red, white and blue. Yeah, so France still has its toehold in its former colony, at least its little toehold, and as you can see, they're trying to keep it well protected. Some people might say it'd be better off to focus on holding on to Paris with the way things have been going in recent times, though. As you can see, it's a beautiful old colonial style setup behind these walls. It would be nice for the normal people to get a look inside there. I'm sure it's a beautiful set of buildings. So, when the French controlled Laos, like I said, they did bestow a number of nice cultural kinds of influences on this place, like baguettes, good coffee, and no doubt a bit of infrastructure. But there we go. It's an interesting thing coming up here. Okay, but yeah, the cry of freedom is a strong one in the world. People like self-determination, of course, so it didn't last, of course. The French had to hightail it out, and that came about as part of the communist-led uprisings that happened across Asia in the, I guess we can say 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s even, and the Pathet Lao, which is the Laotian Communist Party, were the ones who were able to get the colonial days to an end in Laos, you could say. So, oh, here we go, another ministry there. Ministry de l'Education, something sports. Controlling, preventing, and solving the drug problems are the obligation, duty, and responsibility of all sectors in the society. Okay, so there you go. Solve your drug problems. It's the message we can take from that. Everyone. Okay. Anyway, back here, this was a temple. Now it's been turned into some type of museum. It's a nice place. Definitely I recommend it. Hillary Clinton made an appearance here at some point, I think when she was Secretary of State. Don't know what the whole point of it was, to be honest, but yeah, I guess if you come here you should see this place. It's a cool place. Really lovely. And right across the road we have Wat Sirikit, which is the oldest temple in Vientiane, and it's in excellent condition. Apparently, when the Thais sacked Vientiane in the 1820s, they didn't destroy this temple. They destroyed most of everything else, but not this temple, because it was built in the Thai style. So I guess they thought, okay. And this is a real highlight of Vientiane. I think the place across the road and this place, they're both referred to as museums now. I think they cost a small amount to get in, not much, a tiny bit. Don't remember how much. Definitely worth it. There's the, okay, foreigners have to pay more. Isn't that lovely? Can't say I'm a big fan of that kind of practice, but okay. I do remember it's only a little tiny bit of money actually, so in this case it doesn't really matter. It's definitely well worth it. Guarantee you that. Definitely should be on the must-see list. So if you get into the main part here, you'll see it's really impressive. Okay, let's head back out onto the street. That's where we were before. And right next to this place is the presidential palace, and apparently the president doesn't live here anymore. Apparently they use it for ceremonial occasions now, which is fitting. It's obviously in a great location. As we turn the corner, there's the temple that we were just in there. And you see there's this magnificent triumphal type boulevard here. Good view over the walls here of the temple. But yeah, you got to get inside into the middle part. That's the best part. What I really love about this temple, it looks really original in style. It's not been overly renovated or anything. If you go to temples in Thailand, you usually find they've been renovated so much that you wonder if they're actually very old or not. But this one, you can really see its age. And in the middle sanctuary part, which I have been in before, and I'm gonna post some pictures. Yeah, you can see really how old it is. So it's a lovely stroll here along Boulevard, and it rained earlier, so the weather's really nice at the moment. It can be scorching hot in this part of the world. It can really take it out of you trying to get around in the middle of the day in the heat. gonna head down a bit further. Alright, I'm coming up on the, how do I pronounce it? I think it's Hatuksai. It's like a kind of a victory monument, like a victory arch. This arch apparently was constructed from concrete, which was donated by the USA in the Vietnam War era, when the royalist government in Laos at the time was trying to stop the communists, Pathet Lao, from taking over. So of course in that time in the region in Vietnam there was the Viet Cong, before that the Viet Minh, there were Pathet Lao here in Laos, and Khmer Rouge in Cambodia. Different communist groups basically ended up taking over the three former French colonies of the Indochina region, and the Americans got involved when the French got kicked out of the region in the 50s. And so yeah, the Americans donated this concrete to build an air base to use to fight against the communists who were trying to take over the country at the time. But the leadership of the time decided it would be better to use the concrete to build this victory arch as a kind of morale booster, I would say, to kind of try to unite the country and show some kind of positive growth. Anyway, as you can see, it's kind of maybe slightly inspired by the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, France, which is kind of fitting considering all of the French culture that had been taken on in Laos in the time of French control in the region. So it's still here today, and it looks really nice. I like it a lot. I think it's one of the kind of signature things to see in this country, and it's allowed to actually climb up on the top and have a look, or at least it was when I first came here 12 years ago, but we'll check it out and see if it's still possible and see what kind of view we can get. Hello! Alright, let's make a run for it here. It's actually a very busy area for traffic, being at the kind of focal point of the main boulevard there. And it's got this nice little park around it. A bunch of government ministry buildings, which are fairly recent, some of them, some are older. Well, unfortunately, it's not open, so it's not possible to go up to the top on this trip, but should be open again in the future sometime, and I hope you'll go up there and have a look, because I really think Vientiane is a super cool place. Laos is a really sweet little country, and definitely it's a place you should visit if it's possible. Alright, we'll have a little wander through the park here, and the road splits into a couple directions up here. I'm gonna go off up this way and show you guys some other interesting stuff. Alright, here we are outside the venerable Talawang Temple in Vientiane, Laos. This is the greatest temple of Laos, so it's obviously a must-see place. Surrounded by some other lovely temple buildings and a nice park area. It's a charming spot. Of course, it's quite hot in the afternoon. You can always take a break and go back here and get a star duck chung coffee if you like star ducks. I would love a star duck right about now. It's a pretty warm day, so I've been walking around using my umbrella, which you might think makes a person look like a bit of a dag, bit of a strange fellow, but actually it's really intelligent, really smart. You can pick the color of your choosing. I like black, of course. Maybe some of you guys would like a nice pink Hello Kitty umbrella, but the effect is the same. Keeps the sun from burning you up. And in the old days it was quite normal to have a parasol, or basically an umbrella, maybe a paper one. It was a tradition. Still see some people these days with umbrellas walking around in this part of the world. And there's your admission fee there. Foreigners pay more. Isn't that sad? But it's still cheap. It's about the same price as a bowl of noodles. Hello. Here's the rules. Have to follow the rules. And there's lots of little Buddha statues if you walk around the inside there. This is how you beat the heat. Let's have a look in one of the little side temple areas. It's the hottest time of the day. Good time for a wee nap, a wee rest, have a lay down. That's what you have to do. Have to learn the ways of the locale. Siesta time. Eye of the tiger. Just when you thought you were a player. There's always a bigger one. There's always someone bigger. Would be a nice time to take a break, but as I'm a seeker of the way, I don't have the time to take breaks as much as I might like. Hello, butterflies. Have to fly on. Yeah, nice spot there to have a break. Just a bit of a breeze coming through the trees, actually cool breeze. Lots of dragonflies. And they're still flying the old communist flag outside the government buildings there in Laos. One of the last communist countries remaining in the world. Of course, there used to be a lot of them in the past. Only a handful of them now. Hey, butterfly, which way are you going? Nice to share the way for a while. So, and just across the plaza as we go out from Talawang, across the plaza with that big government building, there's this nice little park with this revolution monument here. Monument to the revolution. And it's a nice little space. Actually, no one around. And in a juxtaposition of irony, if you go through the park that way, at the far corner, there's a building. It's the Security Museum, the Museum of People's Public Security. So, Monument to the Revolution, Museum of People's Public Security. So, I don't know if someone missed the irony in the placement of these places, but yeah, that's how it goes when you're rolling in this part of the world, in this neighborhood of the world. Hello! Savadi! Some nice street art over there. What are these people doing, ducking around behind these things over here? I came past here yesterday and there were a bunch of people ducking back around here. Oh, doesn't look too good, does it? It was the same yesterday when I came past here. What a strange thing that they like to hang out in that corner there. Looks like these young guys are up to no good. Could be something relating to the slogan we read further back down the road outside that government department, I think. It's a beautiful old house behind there, obscured, surrounded by newer constructions. That's what you worry about with places like this, that the old buildings will get slowly surrounded by ugly modern buildings to the point that it's hard to see them. But here's a cool little place. Really old stupa here. If you look on your map app, you will see it says THATDAMSTUPA, but we don't say that damn stupa. That damn stupa! Ah, that damn stupa! No, it's Tat Dam Stupa, I believe. Tat Dam Stupa should be the correct pronunciation, or something like that. I don't have a mastery of the local lingo really, but I know a little bit. And yeah, it always looks funny though when you look on a map and and it looks like it says that damn stupa. No, it's not that damn stupa again. Who could be behind this? Who is responsible? I know it's that damn stupa. Anyway, but back to the real world. This is a really cool place. And there's a few places to have a drink or something to eat around here. Probably not the cheapest, I'm sure, but quite decent, I bet. And it's a lovely little chill spot. So it definitely should be a place to check out.